Hi, so it's been about 5 or 6 days since I put the little seeds in my little dirt mound in my greenhouse here. The mustards and the broccolis, these are the mustards and the broccolis, and the bok choy back here have germinated significantly already within the 5 or 6 days since I sowed them. Now because these have already germinated, I want to pot them up, prick them out and pot them up Charles Dowding style. It's a nice sunny day, so the greenhouse heats up, and so I try to trap as much of that high temperature. I like it to get near 90 in here during the days to really warm things up and be able to have a lot of heat to hold through the night. Anyways, let's get to sifting some compost. I'm going to get a whole bunch of homemade compost sifted today to try to use to mix in half and half with this potting soil. So this sifter that I have here is just made to fit my wheelbarrow. This is 1/2-inch wire mesh. Now this compost pile that I'm going to be sifting is actually made up of material that I've added over a course of 3 months. So the oldest material in this compost pile is about 3 months old, and the youngest material in this compost pile is about 1 month old. So I guess it was formed over the course of 2 months and has aged for a total of about 3 months. So the new stuff, of course, isn't very well broken down, and the oldest stuff is pretty well broken down, and it should be sifted out nicely to use for the potting mix. Alright, so let's get a look at that sifted compost here. That's pretty fine. I think that'll work pretty nicely for the potting mix. And this is what was sifted out. This is pretty much all pine straw. It doesn't break down very easily. Okay, so it's about 49 degrees outside the greenhouse, and inside the greenhouse about 73 degrees. So today I sifted this compost, 5-gallon bucket worth of it, and my plan is where all these weeds are, I'm going to pull them out and put a piece of cardboard down and put my sifted compost on that cardboard. Just pile it up there. I want to have a big mound of sifted compost here ready for use, and that big mound of sifted compost will of course also be a heat sink to help the greenhouse stay warm. When I have the sifted compost here and my potting soil over here, I'm planning to mix them about half and half into this plastic tote right there for my potting mix. And that's about 5. Alright. Not sure what kind of weeds these are. I think they might be plantain. At least that's what they reminded me of. But I'm going to see how my chickens like them. Yeah, chick, 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 chick. They're already going to roost. Yeah, chick, 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 chick. Chick, 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 chick. And to try it out here, this is my mix. These are 3-by-3 by 3 inch pots. Very loosely filling them up at first. Is just about enough for what is needed to fill up one 10-by-20 tray of 3-by-3. Just smooth it out here. Definitely not ideal potting mix. Still got a fair bit of larger materials. And just push them down a little bit. It is possible to over compress your potting mix. Okay, it's about 4:20 in the late afternoon. The sun's going down. It's very short days, of course, in the winter, so I'm not going to be able to do all the potting up today that I wanted to. Well, it's a beautiful winter afternoon, nice and sunny and cool, so great day to sift some compost. I got this board here to help me sift the compost. You know, if you're going to be doing a lot of it, it's not very good on the lower back to be hunched over, pushing the compost back and forth across the screen. So a board simple as that is really helpful to sift the compost and save the back. So I'm planning to sift this afternoon just until the shadow from the tree line on the west side of my property here overtakes where my compost sift and setup is. Okay, let me see how many 5-gallon buckets full I have of this sifted compost from this afternoon. Okay, so it looks like I only got 2 buckets of the compost, 2 more 5-gallon buckets fulls of the sifted compost, so that'll have to do for now. That's plenty for now. I mean, so it's a nice 83 degrees in here. It's been a super sunny day, in the 50s outside the greenhouse, and right now I have both of my greenhouse doors wide open so it can be somewhat comfortable in here while I'm going to be working on potting up these little sprouts here. I'm going to prick them out and put them in some pots. Alright, so I'm going to mix half and half soil, half compost. Try this, just put the lid on here. Okay, so the idea is to take a few of these seedlings, just pluck them out. So you're going to have to get a little stick or something, which is basically just go underneath the roots and loosen it up right underneath those little sprouts. And then after you loosen it up right underneath them, you should be able to lift them out without damaging them. Then we just take them up here and stick them in some little holes in the pot. So what I've often used actually is a pencil. I'm going to go ahead and make my little hole, push them down in there, stem and all, and bury them. So you see I can pull up a little clump of seedlings pretty easily, like that, with all their roots, very nicely intact little roots in there. This is a pretty efficient way, because then I get a whole clump of seedlings, bring them up here to the tray, and I just put them down, and then I can separate them. And separate them very easily like this. The only reason I can separate them easily is because they're only 2 or 3 days old. So if you let them go past that, though, those roots are going to be way too tangled up to be able to separate them without some serious damage to the roots. So then I just drop them in my hole here. Pretty easy. Fill them in. And then I got a bunch more that I can do. Okay, there's the first seedling tray done in the greenhouse this year. Now I just need to put it over here against the brick wall, which is going to be the warmest place in the greenhouse during the nights. So okay, so it looks like that's all I got time for is 2 trays of broccoli before the daylight runs out on me pretty much. And thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and take care.